Welcome into another segment of our 2024 MAC Volleyball preview and content days. I'm Emily Ehman and beyond excited to be joined by the Bowling Green head coach, Danijela Tomic. Coach, thank you for taking the time. I know this is insanely busy. How has preseason gone so far? You guys are probably in the thick of it.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. It's actually today is our day off. We didn't have a practice, but had a good team meeting. We have a book club, so it was a great discussion. And I had a nutritionist, so we still did some things with the team. It's been going great. Second week of preseason, a new team. Half of the team is new, six
Yep.
freshmen. I didn't know honestly what to expect. I've been a coach a long time, but to have a half of a team new, you never know what a team chemistry is going to be, but I'm very, very pleased. It's been fun, and I'm excited about this team this year.
You mentioned you've been a coach for a long time, and I want to dive into your background just a little bit. It's your 13th season at Bowling Green. You've been named MAC Coach of the Year twice. And again, I want to dive into your background even further back. So going all the way, I know you're from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Growing up, how would you describe the culture around volleyball?
Well, I grew up in a small, it's a village in Bosnia, and my mom was a teacher, and the school actually where my siblings and I went, it's right in the middle of the village, and we had a soccer field. Of course, you're in Europe, you have a soccer field, or football as we call it, and volleyball and basketball. And I grew up playing ball with just with the kids there, and I remember the first time I saw a volleyball, and it was the middle school team that came to play to have a practice there, and I fell in love immediately. And I was third grade, I believe, elementary school, and I begged my mom to sign me up for volleyball, and that's how it started. That was the only women's sport offered at the club level in my hometown. So I started playing club, I believe, in sixth grade, pretty young, and just moved up to through the ranks, and ended up my junior year, got an opportunity to move to the highest level at that time. It was Yugoslavia, and play the first league in Croatia, what is now Croatia, and made a junior national team, started getting into a senior national team, and then started studying, and basically I decided I wanted to get my degree and play volleyball, and that was very hard to do in Europe because there's no other country like the United States that offers volleyball and education like we have in this country, and I got an opportunity to come here. But volleyball, to go back to my background, volleyball is a very popular women's sport. I think it's easy to fall in love with. I think you and everybody who loves volleyball will tell you that it's a team sport, and it's sometimes when I think about it, the fact that I'm in this country doing what I'm doing, it's all through this beautiful game of volleyball, and I'm just forever grateful that um, I had an opportunity to experience so many things and live in this country because of volleyball.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible story. You came over to the States to play college at Arkansas Little Rock, and you've answered kind of the why you wanted to come because of that opportunity. Now I'm wondering from the how hard was that transition for you coming over?
Uh, it was hard and easy. Hard because the hardest part was I didn't speak English actually when I came. My
Yeah.
second language was French. I don't speak French anymore, but I had to learn English from scratch, and I was fortunate that Little Rock, my alma mater, provided a great program that the whole semester, that's all I did. And then having a team, I picked it up pretty fast. My parents couldn't believe that I was going overseas and not speaking the language. And my answer was, well, volleyball is the same. I know how to play volleyball, so I'll figure it out. Then I came and I realized, well, some rules are actually different in this country than international. So that was funny. But it was easy because I had people around me who cared about me. My college coach still coaches, Coach Van Compton, who is still the head coach at Little Rock. Just provided a great environment for me to first of all get my degree, to uh, have a model. Actually, my Coach Compton was the first female coach who I had in my career, and I didn't think that you can coach and that coaching can be your career until I came here. And I'm sitting again in this role as a head coach at Bowling Green State University because I realized you can make it career out of something that you absolutely love, that's your passion. So cultural differences, we can spend the whole 2 hours talking about that. Of course, getting used to American food and just typical cultural differences. It's something that every international player goes through, but you always have one thing in common when you come as an athlete, and that's volleyball. That's your team, being having the same mission and creating a team out of many different cultures and backgrounds, and that's what I love the most actually about my job.
It certainly makes it easier when you get people together. Maybe they don't speak the same language, but they speak the same language of volleyball, which obviously plays out. And I know for you, you mentioned having those role models showing you that it is possible to coach. You've been an incredible role model to your student athletes over the years. I know you became a US citizen in 2017, and you've been really vocal and active in civic engagement, trying to get your players ready to vote. You've won awards in that category to try to increase student voter participation, which I think is just incredible. Why is it really important to you to not only develop your players as great athletes, but really well-rounded people?
Well, thank you. Obviously, you have done your research. I, I pride myself, or at least I aspire to develop our athletes holistically. It's not just me developing them as a volleyball player. I tell our players, if you leave this program and I just taught you how to be a better passer or have a better hitting percentage, I have failed in my job. We are still a part of education system, and developing a whole person, and that means also developing future leaders, current leaders. We see all of our athletes are leaders, and to me, staying active and engaged in democracy is important. As young women, where it's important that we have a voice in decisions that affect us directly. And being a naturalized citizen, I understand. I also have a contrast or understanding that not every country has what we have in the United States. It's really unique. And I feel sometimes people here who don't know anything different take things for granted that we have here. I mentioned earlier, I grew up and I was born and grew up in a country that does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that gives you a different worldview, that what we think will always be there not necessarily happens that way in the world. And we have to stay active and engaged. And voting is one way that if we say we live in a democracy, we need people who will be engaged in that democracy. So actually, just the other day, I sent a link to all of our freshmen and our new players who are older, actually, to vote and ask them to register to vote because we have a presidential election coming up in November. And we, for the last several years, our goal is to have 100% participation, and all of our athletes are registered to vote. And we don't tell them who to vote for. This is their decision. We ask them to be educated, but that's something. It's important to me, and I think it's my background, and it's the love for this country also, that I just feel very passionate that we are not on the sidelines, that we actively participate in this and show. Use our platform as athletes and me as a coach to make an impact in the world.
I mean, it's so important to have people in these leadership positions that are continually preaching that and, explaining stuff to 18-year-olds who maybe don't understand, what it means. And to have your background and to hear from you on that has been really, really interesting. All right, I want to dive into the team a little bit because this team is coming off yet another massive year. You made the MAC Tourney Championship for the 5th straight season, which is the longest streak in the MAC since 2010. What has it taken to build Bowling Green into a nationally known volleyball program?
It's been an amazing journey. I'm in my lucky 13th season now, and we've been through a lot. I came here and we won first year a championship in 2012, first win in the NCAA, and then we had a couple of years where we didn't even make the MAC tournament. So it's been a journey filled with great memories and great athletes who left a piece of their life, and 4 years of giving to this program. We pride ourselves in having a great team culture, and I know every coach is talking about a culture, but that's something that we are very, very intentional about. We are a value-driven program. We recruit athletes of character. I will pass on an athlete. So she can be, you know, a really good volleyball player. But if I don't think that they would fit our team culture and then bring and then enhance our team culture, we're going to pass on. So we work a lot on that, and we also need talent. I've been fortunate to have some outstanding athletes, and the mix of great American players and players from Ohio, from all around the country, but also our international players have made a big impact on our program. And I think that has been kind of our formula for success, getting better and better athletes and great people. So it's not either or. That's kind of how we look at that. I've been also fortunate to have a great staff around me. We are the longest tenured staff with my two associate coaches, Alex Del Piombo and Allison Cook, and Sean Drexel, who is our third assistant. And that consistency and continuity of staff, I believe, has contributed a lot to continuity and consistency of us being successful when it comes to being contenders every year in the MAC, and then trying to get automatic or at-large bid for the NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about player consistency and are they showing up day to day the same? But it is really important to also have that coaching consistency. And when you're preaching the same thing year after year, it makes it easier for everyone to get on the same page. And I want to talk about one player that's just been so consistent since she came in, opposite Lauren Hovey. She's been incredible, two-time All-MAC first team, and not just an incredible hitter, but a phenomenal server. She's even, I think, set for you guys in the past too. How big of a piece has she been to this team's success?
Yeah, Lauren Hovey, she's a special one. They're all special, but Lauren is you're right. She set and hit for us her freshman year, and then last year we actually had a system at the beginning of the season. We had 3 setters in rotation, and she's an all-around great player, very powerful. This is, I've been, again, really fortunate as a coach. The best players that I have coached are the best people I have known, and Lauren is one of those teammates. She's a great teammate. She's one of the most humble people you meet, and she works hard. She supports others. She's coachable, and physically she's gifted, but also she works hard at it. So we are very, very fortunate. She started as a freshman of the year. She's one of those players you feel just lucky as a coach to have on your team. But Lauren will always tell you, she'll be the first one to tell you, I can't do this without my teammates. She understands that. So as much as she gives, on the court, she also lifts, makes everybody around her better.
It's really important to have that talent, but also the humility behind it too. And again, a reflection of a good head coach. I want to finish with this. For this upcoming season, what's the biggest thing that you've learned about this team so far in preseason training?
They're fun. We just have that. They're fun. I love to be around them. They're driven. They're very coachable, which, we love to see that. Just different personalities. I was really pleasantly surprised how good our team chemistry is this early in the year, and they're just fun. We are talented. We have talent, but I love to be around them every day, and I just look forward to this journey with this group, with this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an awesome year. And I know you guys are unveiling a new TerraFlex floor soon, which is going to be so incredible. Do you have any thoughts on that? How excited are you?
We are just so grateful. I have to give a big shout out to our 2 amazing friends and supporters, Mo and John Stansbury, who have given so much to this program beyond the financial support. The floor is going to be named after them, and we're just, it's from health safety. I mean, TerraFlex is the standard now for our sport. Everybody who has watched the Olympics know that's where the Olympic Games volleyball matches are played on. But also to have it branded as a volleyball court in our BG colors, orange and brown, and have a Mo and John's name on it. It's one of the biggest accomplishments that I feel also for our program, and just raising the level of what BGSU volleyball stands for, and the commitment of the university and our administration that they are showing to our program means a lot to our student athletes and to our coaching staff. So we are just grateful to be one of the teams that is playing on Terraflex, and hopefully one day our goal is hopefully we will be also hosting some NCAA tournaments, some NCAA games here, so we have that which is now a requirement.
I mean, it's so exciting for the program, and I know fans are excited. You get to debut that floor, the Hampton Invitational starting August 30th, and I cannot wait to see that and follow this team along all fall. So Coach, thank you so much for joining me. This is great.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much.